Huh. So I tried a lip liner stain for the first time and it's just not right. Is that better? I think that's the best I can do. Does it match my outfit? No. Can we blot? Or just take it all off, sure. Hey, hi, hello, welcome back to my channel. How you guys doing? So today is the 10th at like 3 p.m. which is when this video is supposed to go up. This week's been rough. As I think we can all agree collectively, like, yeah, this week has been rough. If you're watching from the future, the election just passed. So yeah, it's been like rough mentally, just kind of dealing with all of that. We're not gonna talk about it, only because I want this to be a safe creative space where outside world is outside world and we are safe here. The only thing I will say in regards to the entire thing is this is a safe space for LGBTQ+IA people. I think I said that in the right order. This is a safe space for my queer friends. I myself am queer. This is a safe space for minorities, and this is a safe space without any hate or prejudice, and also I am pro-choice. If any of that affects you, offends you in any sort of way, the door is right over there and we do not want you here. Thank you very much. Okay? And your comments will be deleted as soon as possible. So I just wanted to make that very, very clear. Fuck Cheeto Man. We do not want him here in any way, shape, or form. Thank you so much. But I did want to make it clear that you don't have to worry or wonder, oh, how did she vote? Did she vote? Oh, you know, did she vote against my human rights? No, I didn't. I voted for you, babes. We're in this together, okay? Okay. And yeah, I just thought that was really important to say, just because when I go online in the past week, seeing the people who I follow and who I trust their opinions of being very vocal about their opinions and what they stand for was just very comforting, knowing that. It's just very comforting knowing that the people who I support with a subscription, with a follow, with whatever, believes in the same things that I do, and that's why I wanted it to be said. Again, safe space, creative space. And now that they're gone, let's get to it. So like I said, this week has been rough. I've been wanting to write, but I haven't been able to bring myself to write. So I've been doing a lot of reading, which I have found very inspiring. I have read I started the Thistle Grove Witch series. I read 1 and 2, which is Payback's a Witch and From Cursed to, not From Cursed to Worst. Maybe, it might be From Cursed to Worst, something like that. And then I have Back in a Spell. Oh my, does it have a snowflake on it? Hold on. Ow, my knee. God. Look. It does have snowflakes on it. A Witch of the Thistle Grove novel. Payback's a Witch was the first one. But Back in a Spell. And so I'm about to start this one today. And it's a physical book. I haven't read a physical book in a long time. I've been doing a lot of audiobooks or ebooks. But anyway, reading this series I have found been very, very inspiring and has made me consider how I want to approach Firefly. If you're just clicking on this video, hey, hi, how's it going? I'm Percy. I'm a published author. I wrote Found Adrift. It is a small town mermaid. Small town secret mermaid rom-com. The description, it's in the description if you want to know more. Link and synopsis. Anyway, I'm a published author. We're writing my second novel. This is video 2 of 6, I think, for NanoWriMo. And yeah, so there, you're caught up. Playlists are going to be linked in the description and the end card, blah, 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 if you want to catch up, because I do have other videos of us working through this novel. There's a part of an ongoing series from conception to publishing. But anyway, so I've been reading The Witches of Thistle Grove, and I found it very inspiring. It's made me consider how I want to approach the magic system in my novel, because and this is why it's so important to read, my friends. This book series, fantastic. I love this book series. I then read A Witch's Guide on Wooing a Demon, which is, I have it as an audiobook. I'll show you the cover. I have an hour left. I have 42 minutes left on this guy. have an hour left on that guy, and I don't like it nearly as much. And kind of talking to my partner and figuring out why I don't like it, what doesn't work for me, helped really highlight what I do love in the Thistle Grove Witch series. And so this is why it's important to read, my friends. Not only is it inspiring, but it puts your connective tissue to work, basically. And I wanted to make sure to put this in here because when I first found Adrift, in the 8 months that this took me from conception to finished, it took me about a year, but like the real chunk of writing was about 8 months because I was wish-washing on ideas and such and such. I started over anyway. In the year period of me working on this, I didn't read anything. Unintentionally. Just unintentionally didn't read a damn thing because I was like, I don't want to be inspired, I don't want to copy, I don't want to be influenced, I don't want to copy someone else, I don't want to, like, steal, essentially. Like, I wanted to make sure that everything in here was my own thoughts, but we are only just a byproduct of the people that we surround ourselves with and the media that we ingest and the things that forge us, you know? And so the second I finished this and got to reading, I was like, oh man, I feel so much more inspired, I feel so much more motivated. You know, I was reading books that I love and I'm going, oh man, I could do this, I could publish, and having that inspiration would have been so nice while writing. We just get in our own heads often, and so that's why I really wanted to point it out. It also inspired me when talking to my partner about the Thistle Grove series and the Witch's Guide series. The thing that stood out to me most was the world and how much the second I'm done with the book, man, I want to go back into Thistle Grove. I want to be back there. And how I didn't have that same effect with the Witch's Guide, and why, what didn't work. And it got me thinking about my world and what are the magic rules of my world? How are we going to operate? What are our laws here? And I realized, oh, I can talk about this book, I can talk about the world and the concepts without talking about any plot points whatsoever. And so I think that's going to be like the next big like discussion of what we talk about, is like the world building and how the magic rules of this world works. But we can talk about that in depth without giving any spoilers for the book, which I think is just so cool. I think that's so fun. And not only that, but like not all of the details that we talk about are gonna make it into the book. And so there's like a fun like behind the scenes, like there's more stuff that you guys know that no one else knows, and I think that's really cool. And so I just feel, ironically, I feel really inspired. I do. I just want to create. When in doubt, create things. When in doubt, make art. When in doubt, share your vision with the world and put good into the world. And most of all, like, rely on your community. Lean in to the people who you love and who love you. And it makes hello? What the fuck? It just like stepped on my moment, but that's fine. It's my Meetup app, so I don't know what Meetup is. If you guys know, please let me know. But it's an app where you can like join local like events, like community events. Speaking of community, local community events. And I joined it because of a metaphysical shop that I frequent. They have a witchy book club, and I joined the witchy book club, and now Meetup is giving me notifications of like, hey, come find me, come find a new no, I don't want other social events. I don't want to meet other people. I just want to meet my friends. We're reading The Honey Witch this month, actually, which is hilarious because I hate that book with a passion. I never made a video on it, but I hate that book. It was featured in my Rainbow of Romance. That's when I read it, when I talked about it, but I have so many more thoughts that couldn't make it into that video just because of how long it is, and I hate that book. So I'm excited. I'm not gonna be a downer. I'm not gonna walk in being like, hey guys, ready to talk shit. I just really want to hear other people's opinions, and if other people don't like it, then I'm also gonna be like, yeah, no, I didn't like it either. But if everyone loves it, I'm gonna be like, oh yeah, I think she's really talented. Because it's true, I think the author is so incredibly talented. I think she's such a wordsmith. The story is just awful. But anyway, what was I talking about? Community. Lean in on lean on the people who love you. Lean on whatever. I said what I needed to say. And I want to get like real personal with you guys for a quick second, before we like jump into the writing. I remember when the pandemic happened. I remember where I was when lockdown went into place, because I was at work and we got the call and everyone was sent home. And just the stress of trying, and I was a manager at the time, so I was trying to figure out, who do I send home, where, is everyone gonna be okay? Like, we're doing a shelter in place, okay, what does that mean? What do I need to do for my store? You know what I mean? Like, I'm sure we all remember where we were when we got the call of, hey, go into lockdown. But I remember that happening, and my first thought was, what good is an artist in a world where this is happening? Like, what good can I do? Like, nothing. And being just really kind of squished by the idea that I am just an artist. I have no other like beneficial traits. I can make fun doodles and I can tell fun stories, but that's not enough when the world's burning. It's more than enough. It is so much more than enough. And I think that if there's anything that the past 8 years of troubling things have shown us, is how important creatives are in a world that is burning, and how important it is to write that book, make that drawing, make that painting, make that fun little jewelry piece that you're putting off, because it'll bring joy to someone's world. It'll bring joy to someone's life. And I am very grateful that this time around, of the moment, oh shit, the world's going to shit, that wasn't my first thought. That my first thought is, man, I can't wait to share my story with people, and to write my fun little stories with my fun little witch romance and get to share that with people. So, and I wanted to put that in here because if you're watching this, no one's watching my NanoWriMo vlogs unless you are a fellow creative. So if you're watching this and you are having that feeling for the first time of, oh, I feel so small and so diminished and so unmotivated to create art because bigger things are going on. When bigger things are going on, art is even more valuable. Art is even more important. And I hope that you put your art into the world. In fact, share with me. And if you think no one else is gonna read it, girl, share it with me. Put it in the description. What are you working on? Please tell me the one thing that you're really excited with on your project, and let's talk. Let's just chat for a while, okay? And yeah, so I hope that I've babbled enough. Let's just get into it. Jesus Christ. Ugh. Hello. This is not proper, that's not bad framing. I made this mug. There you go. I made this mug. It's so hot, but I wanted to show it off. But I burned my hands. Okay, hold on. Let me fix you guys. So it's the next day. It is 1 o'clock on the dot. And I didn't get any writing done last night. Not like intentionally, but more I started to clean and then I looked up and it was dark. So there's that. And I am at Webb's place, as you can tell, just because. But yeah, it's been raining all morning and the sun is finally deciding to come out, so forgive the lighting as it's shifting and changing, but the sun's coming out from behind the clouds, and if I don't have this pink here, I'm just so blown out because the light is hitting the desk underneath. But I'm kind of glad that I didn't get any writing done yesterday, simply because being here at Webb's place, Webb is my my partner, love, Webb. and he's the one that hears all of my stories first. And so getting to like talk to him, and he asked me, he's like, oh, what did you get done? I'm like, well, this is what I'm working on right now. This is where I left off the last scene. There's the situation that just happened between the two characters, and now I don't know really where to go with it from here. And because he knows the story so well, he's able to ask me some really hard-hitting questions, which made me very excited. So yeah, that's why this video is a day late. I just simply got so caught up in cleaning that, because I was gonna clean my desk. I was like, clean desk, clean workspace, clean mind, we're gonna get so much stuff done. And then I look up and it's dark. All because I just wanted a clean shot of like the candle on my desk with the mug and the pen, you know what I mean? And so yeah. So there we are. And so today is Veterans Day. I am wearing a USMC crew neck. It's not mine, it's my partner's. He is a veteran, which is why I'm here. I'm just spending time with my partner for Veterans Day, and yesterday was the Marine's birthday, so wanted to see him then. I just wanted to point it out because I just kind of talking very generally about the political landscape, that I can still be critical of our government and still support the troops. You know what I mean? Everyone goes in for different reasons, and you know, everyone goes in for different reasons. Everyone has their own life story, and everyone goes through a lot in doing so. So yeah, I just wanted to point that out because you are gonna see this on me, and I didn't want to not talk about it. But yeah, two things can coexist. Nuance is a thing, and critical thinking is important. But let's finally get to fucking writing. Let's finally get to writing. I had a fun joke I was gonna do where, because it was so dark outside, I was like, man, it's really dark in here. I wish that I had like little lights, because there's only pocket lights in the ceiling in this room. And I was like, man, I wish I had like little lights, just to get the vibe going, just to set the mood for writing. And then I looked over at my partner's computer and I was like, I can put on a Yule log. But then the sun came out. That's California for you, baby. So no Yule log, unless it gets dark again. If it gets dark again, we're pulling out the Yule log. But let's just hop into it. Okay, so I still want this video to go out today, right? I've reorganized because I'm in a camping chair, so I'm much lower to the ground, so the table that you guys are on is a little too high for me to comfortably work. So I've put a little bucket under my feet so I can use my lap as a desk. There we go. I know how to talk. But since it's been a while since I wrote, now my daily goal to reach 50,000 words by the end of the month is 2,381. So this always happens. I always like, oh, I can do like a few hundred words a day. I can do 1,000 words a day because I can. And then I miss a few days and it's 2,000, and I'm like, interesting. So we'll see how this goes. That's weird. I don't hate that. I'm doing a new tea. It's Bigelow Caramel Apple. It's not bad. I didn't think I was gonna like it. But it was like festive, so that's why I wanted to get it. But it's not bad. I quite like that. It is black tea, so it has caffeine in it, which means I can only have one. Just because it's so late in the day, and I've already had coffee. So I don't know if I mentioned where we left off at, because I do want to talk this through. Since I talked it through with Wub, I think it's important to kind of keep you guys informed as well. This is like the main conflict of Act 1. I don't know if it's the main conflict. It's like the inciting incident of Act 1 is where we left off. Is thing happened and now we have to talk about it. You know what I mean? And I was trying to decide how would Bug react in this situation, because I don't want to say like what it is, but there's a few different ways that she can react when something goes wrong. There's a few different ways that a person can react to something, right? And this is rooted in trauma response. So does she shut down or does she go on the attack? I think she goes on the offensive. I think she goes on the attack. She's not a weak person, and I don't know if that's the best word to use for that, but she's not a passive person. I think that's a better word. So when this point of conflict happens and they have to talk about it, because something happens between Orson and Bug, right? And it's a turning point. It's the precipice for their relationship. And so, yeah, like, it's not something that can go undealt with. So when shit hits the fan, how do you deal with it? You know, like, how would Bug deal with it, I should say. And she's not a passive person, so I think that she would, and this is what we were talking about yesterday, is how would this go? And I think that she would chase after him. Because I don't think that she's just gonna let this fly, you know? But all the while, we have to keep them. You still want to root for them. Because yes, there is like, oh, character integrity, but you're also telling a story. So you have to make them likable. Or if they're not likable, why? And what are you trying to say with that? You know what I mean? And so I want them to stay likable. This should be fun. This should be cute. This should be flirty. This should start the tension building. So that's where we are right now. And I'm gonna write that. And then I think this is going to, I don't know if this is going to lead into a bit of a lore dump. It might. That's what I think is gonna happen. Because again, I mentioned that I've been thinking a lot about like culture and covens and what does that mean. And I think that to get that information into the book, to get all that nuance into the book, there's going to be a few moments of like lore dumps, right? Because it's a witch talking to a non-magical person, and so they're going to have questions. It's human nature to want to ask more. And so I think this might be one of those moments that's leading into it, you know? But again, we're still at the very, very beginning of the book, so it's nothing too outright, you know? I don't know if any of that made sense at all. But that's where we're at now. I'm gonna play Taylor Swift, as I always do when I write. One, because I'm a Swiftie, and two, because I have yet to come across a song that made me feel the way that Love Story made me feel when I was 13, and that is how I aspire for my books to make other people feel, is to capture that same exact feeling of how the song Love Story made me feel when I first heard it at like 13. So you guys didn't need to know that, but I thought I'd share anyway. But yeah, if I can write 2,000 words quickly and efficiently, then I can get this video up sooner, because I do want it up today. That is the goal. But I haven't even started editing it. Editing takes like a couple hours at least, so this will probably come out on the 12th. I don't know if anyone else gets this, but when you're writing, the story can often reveal things to you that you didn't know beforehand. And so Bug is a light witch, right? That is her natural affinity, is light. And so as a second nature to her, she will cast witch lights that hover around her whenever it's dark out, you know? She doesn't think about it, it just happens. Lights just blink, 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 blink around her. I thought about that last night, and I was like, oh, that's fun. And now in writing them, apparently they have personality. And now they're little friends, and I didn't know that was gonna happen. I could like expect that was gonna happen knowing me as a person, but it's always fun to kind of be in the mode, kind of just like be in the groove and be writing, and a fun thing happens and you're like, oh, how exciting, you know what I mean? And that's kind of what just happened. The lights like being her little friends. Anyway, what is this motion? I think I'm having trouble with, when we're talking about the magic, I want the magic to feel physical. I describe it as like roots living underneath the earth, and these threads that you can pluck and pull, and you can kind of feel it in the air around you. You know what I mean? I want it to be almost like this physical, tangible thing for witches. And so that means that there's a lot of gesturing involved that I don't know the words of. So she wants to put out a flame of a lantern, right? And I want her to do like to soup it up, but I don't know what is this? What is this motion? So okay, I am 937 words in, and it is 4 o'clock. It has taken me 3 hours to write that much, which, like, yes, there's a lot of struggle of like trying to find words for motions that don't normally have words, and trying to work out the laws of magic in this world and how would that present and what does that mean to the greater scope of things, you know what I mean? Trying to, and not going into too much detail, I'm not thinking of what are all the laws, it's just how do I think about magic in this world and how is it applicable to this scene, right? But in doing that, I also am trying to be cognizant of like, okay, that if the magic presents like this, that has to mean this further down the line. You know what I mean? Again, not going into too much detail, but just trying to think one step bigger so I don't write myself into like a pigeonhole, right? And so there are those natural difficulties, especially at the beginning of a novel. I'm not like at the beginning, but we're not that far into it. So there are those difficulties at the beginning of novels, just trying to figure out how the world works and what does that mean. And trying to like set yourself up for success later on. I can't get words out. I can't get words out. I think my medication is fucking with me really badly. If you are with fibromyalgia, I just switched from gabapentin to Lyrica. I'm slowly switching over. Lyrica, name brand for pregabalin, which I'm on pregabalin, I'm not on the name brand. Doesn't matter. But the fatigue and the brain fog is insane. Having good results with Lyrica, my pain is a lot less, but oh my god, the brain fog is awful, which is not good when you're an author, you know? But yeah, so I am struggling. Words are hard. I'm trying to build rules into the magic of this world and what does that mean for our characters, while also not trying to get too hung up on it. I'm also like, just get the scene out, bitch. Just get the scene out. That's all that matters. Just get it on the page, fix it later. So I've been struggling. But yeah, I think with medication, I'm having a hard time like getting into a flow of anything. Like I'll get into a flow for a paragraph and then stutter stop. And it's just like, something has to happen. It's almost like the words disappear as I'm trying to put them on the page. They just fly away. But I think I need to take a break. Like I said, it's been about 3 hours and I'm only at 900 words. But I think I'm going to take a break. I'm gonna go get more tea and I'm gonna go get food. I don't think I have food in me. I had like a breakfast burrito and that's kind of it. And our body and our brain runs on carbs and proteins and fats. So I need to go fuel up and then we'll be back and we'll talk a little bit more. Okay, so I don't know if anyone else can relate to this, but I always do this thing where whenever I'm at Wub's house, I forget to eat or I wait too long to eat until it's like 4 or 5, and I'm like, that's when he's coming home from work and I want to eat dinner with him, so I don't want to eat a full meal, but I still need to eat, or else I'm gonna get a headache and I'm gonna get grumpy and I'm gonna get mean, and then I don't know what to eat. Anyone else relate? Just me? I'm eating hard at home. I don't know what it is, but I saw it online and it looked good, so I'm gonna get a little one. Also, Wub's mom, I couldn't open this, and I think my skin sensitivity is going up because hi mama, because just gripping the jar was really hurting like my hands, like right here. So who knows, not me, but so Wub's mom came in clutch there and opened it for me. I saw someone online eating this and they ate it kind of like a cheese stick. They're like, yeah, just pull it apart, it's delicious. Yeah. It tastes like artichoke. I have eaten. I feel refreshed. I reapplied my lip gloss. I got a blanket on. We're getting back to writing. I am just going to use the elephant rule, which if you don't know what that is every time that you get stuck in your writing, like let's say you can't think of a name or you can't think of an adjective, but to not interrupt the flow of writing, you type the word elephant. And then when you're editing, Control F, elephant, and you can go in and like fine tune those threads. I think I'm just gonna do that. I know it's something that a lot of people suggest, especially for your first draft, just so you get stuff on the page. But I am so bad at doing it, I just forget, and I think I'm nervous that I'm gonna misspell elephant and I'm gonna miss one of them. But I have to read my own draft, so it's not like I'm gonna miss one. Like in the editing process, I have to read my own book. So there's that. And yeah, that's the plan going forward. Press currently. I've eaten, Lady's currently eating, and I'm snuggled. So let's go. Let's see if I can knock out the 2,000 words for the day. I'm really determined to get us back on track. So I want like a bean bag. I should have bought a bean bag instead of this chair. I bought this chair to stay here, so I had a place to sit and work when Wub wasn't here, because before I was just using the bed, which is fine. I did that for which is fine because at that point I like couldn't get out of bed, so I didn't super have a choice. And so once I got the choice to sit up, I wanted to like have a chair. But part of me kind of regrets not getting a beanbag at a moment like this, because my back kind of hurts. I don't think camping chairs are meant to be sat in for this long, but oh well. Okay, so it is 5:37 and I have to call it. Wub is here, it's Veterans Day. We're gonna go out to dinner because restaurants give away free food for veterans. And I want to spend time with my Wub. I just do. I will always choose to take time to spend with my Wub. So I'm ending this vlog here, and I'm going to edit and upload this hopefully tonight, once I get back from dinner. But I'm not ending the day just yet. I hate to lose you, but go to my next vlog to see where this day ends up. I think I got an extra like few hundred words. I think I'm at like 1,000 and some change right now. So, and I started to get into the groove. The cobwebs have loosened, so I think getting actual food and getting my brain going is gonna be good. So thanks for tuning in. Go ahead and subscribe if you haven't already. If you made it this far, you might as well, and plus it lights up. And yeah, let me know what your NanoWriMo project's looking like. Let me know what you do to make yourself feel better. And like always, let me know any fleeting thought that passes through your brain as you're watching this video down in the comments, and I love to have a conversation with you guys. Until next time.